next game was, just a total breakdown between the Cleveland Browns and the Jets. So this game was interesting. The Browns were up significantly for most of the game. I mean, after the first quarter, they were up 7-0. They did end up tying the game 14-14 at the half, but the Browns ended up going ahead in the fourth quarter. But what ended up costing the Browns this win, the Browns had this game in the bag, and just true Cleveland dumb luck, as you'd have it, as it seems to strike them from time to time. Going into the 2-minute warning, Nick Chubb, their all-star running back, I remember telling you about this. He could have gone down, and yet he elects to score, which put the Browns ahead.
Do you think he knew that though? That's what I meant to ask earlier. Is do you think he actually knew if he was? Did the coach explain to him what the situation was? And it's maybe it's one of those things. They probably aren't really aware of it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's always a situation where obviously these players have incentive-based things into their contract. So he might be thinking, if I get X amount of touchdowns this year, I'm going to make this. And Chubb had 3 touchdowns on the day. I mean, Chubb had an insane day. I mean, he's the top-rated running back in fantasy in the NFL right now. Through 2 weeks. I mean, he had 17 carries, 87 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns.
Damn.
So he definitely produced. Jacoby Brissett was 22 of 27, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. And Joe Flacco balled out, going 26 of 44 for 307 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, for a quarterback rating of 110.7. So Flacco playing 2012 Joe Flacco, 2012 Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco again. I mean, they expect Zach Wilson to be back in 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens. But Joe Flacco is playing some good football. He's got the Jets at 1-1 right now.
Yeah, that's going to depend on how Joe Flacco plays the next 2 weeks. I imagine if he does this for another 2 weeks, and they might just be like, "Well, Zach, let's just give you another couple weeks to heal up and see how this."
Yeah, just make sure that he's fully 100%. It's we're not gonna rush it.
Yeah, you don't want to risk it. You're the future, man. You're the future. Joe's old, but if he's balling out, we might just let him do that.
Yeah. In addition to the Jets obviously getting their first win of the season, as Browns owner Jimmy Haslam was walking off the field, we'll put the video up right now as well. But, I mean, he immediately walked off the field as soon as the touchdown was scored. He didn't wait to see if there was, a flag thrown or anything. He booked it off the field immediately. And as he's leaving, one of the Browns fans proceeds to chuck a water bottle at him and hit the man in the leg. And he as you can see in the video, he starts, pointing up into the crowd. And, I guess they based on video, identified the fan, and they've banned him for life from Browns games. So on the
that's sad.
Yeah,
no more Browns games for him.
on the memorable debut of Brownie the Elf in Cleveland, the return of Brownie the Elf. Owner Jimmy Haslam was struck with a water bottle.
He thought that the Browns name was already really, really weird and didn't make any sense. And then they want to top it. They come out with this. Oh,
Brownie the Elf.
Look at Brownie the Elf, which I read. I read the thing you sent me, and there's some history to it. All right, fine, but goddamn, really, guys?
Well, we talked about it the other day. We're like, what is the history? And then I asked Flynn. And Flynn, he actually did know. He sent me that, so it's okay, good. Well, I figured if anybody
isn't he a Browns fan? Is that
of course? Yeah,
right. Okay.
He's been tortured by this bullshit forever, and he thought they were going to get the win. He thought the Browns were going to start 2-0 without their starting quarterback. He was all excited. I mean, obviously they've got the Steelers tomorrow night on Thursday Night Football, so hopefully they can come away with the win there. But the Browns have been, for the most part, playing pretty decent football. I mean, obviously their defense collapsed to Joe Flacco, but
Joe Flacco's playing good, man. I mean, shit,
he's turning back the clocks. He's turning back the clocks.
He's the new Tom Brady. He's like little Tom Brady Jr. He's like, I'm coming back.
I don't know about that.
Obviously, it's a joke, but
and that's going to do it for the Extra Point Show this week. Make sure that you subscribe if you're not already. It really helps us out and helps us grow. Give us a like as well.
Absolutely. And if you're a Washington fan or a San Francisco fan, make sure to always check out the Commanders Countdown and the Niners News Update.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.